Hello, my friends. Good morning. If you're here in the future, thanks for watching. And today, we're going back to Kolvad. This is becoming my comfort game right now. Something about the amount of stories that are happening in it and how much organizing I can do. How I'm not having to manually do my own organizing. You know what? I'm gonna leave this room alone for now because they're actively shooting things in there. Anybody who wants to work on the walls in here is gonna have to do it when they're not shooting at the archery targets. So we are keeping track of our local legend today. But we're also just going to be working on general optimization. Maybe even planning for the future. It is the capital city after all. There's a lot that I've still never done in this game. Like this, I've done this with cave creatures, but I've never done this with like black bears and stuff like that. Hateful after being confined. They really do not like being confined. In that case, they'd probably be happier if I let them roam around this little area. But also, I don't know if the dwarves will feed them if I do that. Why is he sleeping with the bears? He trained the bears. He's an animal trainer. I'm assuming that's what he was doing in there. But now he's just sleeping in there with them. What a trusting dwarf. Maybe that's where he feels the safest with our murderous little dwarf running around. Can hardly blame it. I think I'd like the look of this area more if we cleared the stuff out of that area. Now we're gonna be back in the situation of starting to run low on space, but we can get more of the weapon and armor stands, or well, weapon racks, armor stands down. And hopefully they'll actually use them. They're using the coffers to store the bolts and such. Like, they are actually doing that. That's a little bit of progress. She's throwing another tantrum. At least it's in a room there's not many others in, though. Basically just children in there. She went to the staircase, though. She's starting less fistfights, as I say that. Less fistfights, but she's throwing things more. Where is she? She's beating up an arbalist. She went into the barracks to fight somebody. She's ready. She is so ready to join them. It's a shame she can't be recruited yet. She's 17 now, though. Never have I watched a dwarf to find out when they can join squads, like at which stage. At which growth stage, you know, like, when can they join? When can she just start actually training in there? Because that's pretty much what she's doing, except she's not holding back. She's making that guy puke. Like, this would actually be more fair on the dwarves if they would just let her train and spar. They need to teach her how to spar instead of actually attacking everybody that she wants to fight with. Why did she have a tantrum this time? She felt love remembering talking with her mother. She didn't feel anything at work. And then she started throwing stuff. She gets into plenty of arguments because she's in a constant state of internal rage, even though she has a very calm demeanor. She tends to consider what others think of her, may be playing into that though. Because maybe she's getting self-conscious, maybe she's getting into arguments or people are saying things that make her feel bad about herself. Maybe she's a bit of a Sawyer. At least a lot of the fort is still quite happy. A lot more injuries than there were before, but... Another engraver is good. They're already recruited to the medical stuff, so may as well bring them in. Report crime, 2 injured. Oh no. Oh man. Ah. See, yeah, that's the one that left already. So we were not fast enough. So if we see them again, then we can bring them in. I feel like it's important to convict the kid of the stuff that they're responsible for before they're an adult. If it was done before they were an adult. I don't know, maybe she'll learn to be more responsible. Eventually. She does seem to not be happy about the fistfights that she's starting, and like she's embarrassed that she's throwing things. She's probably not happy about being angry all the time, exactly, you know? Look at all this, she's... Poor Shody. Oh, he's in the hospital and he wants to report the crime. Yeah. Well, that fight was bigger than I thought it was. See, yeah, the people involved in the crimes feel relieved upon receiving justice through a criminal's conviction and stuff like that. So there are benefits. It does make the dwarves happier. Even if nothing happens to our local legend. Let's look at her. Absolutely no consequences. She gets interrogated, basically. Oh boy, there's construction happening, like, in the building. So you might hear a little bit of that in the background. Her mother does live in the fort. Where is she? It always takes me over there. She's not there. Another one wanting to join for study. Eventually you'll be able to report that crime, buddy. Got all kinds of blocks. Really not as many as I'd like because we haven't been doing much digging. Oh. More aquifer over there. It would suck to have a leak in your cage. Yeah, I just won't expand that direction. It's gonna be easier to just simply not. Also, the captain of the guard was starting to just beat people up. Because they don't feel like they have enough cages and such. So this is definitely a place to dig. Dwarves have some pretty harsh punishments. Hello, Space Fans. Welcome back. Hateful after being confined. Angry after being confined. Yeah, I don't know if our dwarves will feed them if we have them loose, like, in a pen/pasture here. Could just test it. I think if they're somebody's pet, then they definitely get fed. Like, the jaguars have been wandering around just fine. Oh, they're hanging out with each other now. It's 2 males, though, so we're not gonna get more jaguars yet. They want us reliant on them for the kitties. Why is this one just wandering around? Guess nobody's taken the capybara to where it's supposed to be. Again, not the worst thing to have animals wandering around. I do wish that they'd be keeping better track of the cats, though. That's gonna become a problem again. There is one of them, whoa, rounding up the cats. And cat runs. They're quite difficult to contain. We have at least less cats running around like crazy. Have we been sieged? We have, a few times. They've gotten as far as bringing, like, battering rams and blocks and stuff like that, and picks to dig. But it hasn't gotten to that point. We haven't gotten to the point where we've closed this front door. Our military dwarves practice a lot. Alright, what else can we have them dig? Kind of just need to give them lots of projects. Oh yeah, did they ever make that statue? I've checked several times. Yes! Oh, it actually shows a pig too. A pig named Goose. Ah, do we have any more coffins? Yes. Yeah, our local legend's tantrums are getting a little bit more tame at a time, but she's also getting way more effective. Basically what we do, they start over here on this hill, and we've lined it with the corpses of the goblins and such that we've already killed to demoralize them. So they end up kind of, if they wait, then they end up falling, and like some of them end up dying just waiting. But if they don't, then we end up making them come down this hill. And then I usually set up the melee troops in this area and the ranged troops up here. And that's how it starts. So we try to make them come to us. And that gives our herbalists time to get inside when we've turned the burrow on, because it takes them a minute. But yeah, after that, after our melee troops have engaged, they tend not to want to be called off. So we do end up having to move everybody in. Like, they end up kind of charging across this hill and going after everything that lines it. The last time, they pulled a really interesting tactic where they had archers all along this hillside, and then the routing troops kind of pulled them along the hillside, trying to get them to not aggro on the archers. There's a weasel out here. Kind of want them as pets. One of my favorite methods that I've used before is cage traps. That is something I think I will do again. Because, like, now they can let each other out and stuff like that. So we'll have to be a little trickier with it. But just for the random animals around, I want to catch them. The weasels are really cute. Your most recent fort went down to the undead because dwarves are afraid and they didn't trigger any of your traps. Yeah. Yeah, the traps have to be so specific to be inclusive. Yeah, this place became the capital a lot faster than I was prepared for, which I expected to some extent. Like, I tried to prepare for it. This front part, we've got at least, stone blocks. A lot of this top part, even though a lot of it started as dirt. Like, we've made progress, but it's not perfect. A lot of this is dirt, but at least they'd be digging straight into the barracks where we've always got people training. If they dug into there. Yeah, we haven't gotten to the point where it's been an actual, like, doors closed, we're under siege situation yet. Even if we do lose all of these animals out here... Why is there so much blood? Why are the dwarves going out here to wash themselves? It's not even animals' blood. This is the dwarves' blood. Yeah. What was I saying? Even if all of these animals die, we have a cat and pig room. The cats are friends, but the pigs can be food. We've got a bird room. we're gonna have to go through the turkeys. They're starting to grow up. Yeah, we've actually got like too much food right now. Drink is probably gonna be the first to go because we gotta fill that up once a year, basically. Hey, yeah, that's a lot of animals and a lot of blood. Speaking of which, it is early autumn. We should do that before the ice. Yeah, it doesn't take very much even. We're just topping it off and then we have a little bit of extra that can back up in here. Yeah, even if we were fully under siege, things wouldn't be the worst. You know, like we'd have a little bit of time to situate ourselves. Okay, they are using them. They're starting to. It's terrible. I really want the floor to match. But I should have stopped using dolomite a while ago. How many squads do we have? Quite a few. We've got like 300 dwarves, so that isn't even like the whole population in squads. I've been a little lazy with it. I've got a cap of 300 right now on the population. At least as far as like it stops the migrants coming in. But we'll still be gaining dwarves and other creatures through other methods. We've done a little bit of raiding, yes. The humans definitely wanted us to be. I'm thinking about doing a bit more. The thing is, our local legend has been quite something to look after. Like, I was waiting on, you know, like, there's these different cycles of, like, I gotta let the squads heal from the last time they were in combat, stuff like that. Having a murderous little dwarvish child running around the forge, tantruming, changes that injury rotation in a way that has been kind of difficult to keep the rating going with. Especially since I wanted to open up the caverns. It's like, I want to dig. We know where we want to dig. We know where we want to dig. We haven't even opened up the caverns yet. Even though I've got all of that set up. We can add more cage traps here. We've got the mechanisms and stuff for it now, and we've been collecting cages. I don't think we've made a single cage, but we have quite a few. Yeah, these areas have ended up being really nice for the cave spiders. We've got a bit of silk access anyway. Yeah, we haven't dug down to magma. Even though we know where we want to be digging for all that. And it's already the capital city. Like, that happened a while ago. It's a bit of a problem. Now, this is abundant resources. Like, I didn't go hard mode for this. I think abundant resources is fun in its own way. Because you get very different worlds based off of the amount of resources that are available in the world. Oh yeah, we've been making metal. We actually have a bit of an excess in some ways. But not as much steel as we'd like. I should probably trade. I'm sure we have lots to get rid of by now. Who was it that wanted to trade again? That's the elves, and we've got some awkward stuff. That's a lot of merchants. Those look to be dwarves. Spear dwarf, yes. They won't be picky then. It's behind the chat. I can't actually see if that's selected or not. For you guys, it's probably behind me. We had more cave dragon bones, apparently. We've got lots of leather armor. I think it's because I'm being so specific. Like, I don't want iron armor and stuff like that. I want steel. If we're gonna produce it, then we want steel. Because they keep getting attached to bucklers and stuff like that, too. Okay, bracelets. I've already been through that. Let's not bring them our rock stuff. Because we need that for the elves if we want their animals. If we don't want to steal their animals for their animals. Well, hello, kitty. My cat's spying on me and I can tell because she sneezed. A shell figurine of a rat. Adorable. I wonder, are we producing leather shoes? Seems like we should be. Be a good material for it. Oh, we're starting to go through our leggings. Everyone needs a rat figurine, absolutely. Hello, welcome, King of Knolls. Quite a title, that one. Do you wind up, or are you just spying? Yeah, she's just spying. I mean, we've got the food to spare. I'm gonna try giving them the higher value ones. Not the seeds, though. Some of these pots don't have very many food items in them. one has 11. Low value food, but still. And I'm already bored of scrolling through that, so that will certainly be enough value already. Did we ever change the haulers back to... Okay. Everybody can do this, though. As soon as it's trading time, everybody can haul stuff, because then they get to put their little dwarvish hands on them. You know, like, something about holding the crafts makes them get sentimental faster. Kid is always throwing stuff in her room. Hey, okay, they are actually using the archery range. That's fun to see, the little animation before. Oh boy. A statue? Oh no! She's not in the tavern. I was looking right at it. Can we put it back? Yes, let's just put it back. She threw a pot. She knocked over the statue. Where is she now? Oh, she went into the hospital to beat somebody up. Are you serious? She went to finish him off. What are you doing? She's going after the Gelder. She's been talking to the cats. Or the dogs, frankly. A tendon in the upper spine has been bruised. This is always what she does. She's going around disabling all of our doors. She's not even killing them anymore. She's technically only killed 2 dwarves. Bro. She deserves to be reported for this. Let's see. Disorderly conduct, indeed. Let's get the captain of the guard thinking about going after her. Did somebody walk in there and not help and just walk away? They're like, oh. Winded, cannot breathe, ability to stand lost, ability to grasp lost. Is she still attacking him? She's playing. She was interested near a fine, tastefully arranged bed. Playing make-believe. Well, she's no longer attacking him. No, he died. He died. They were too scared to go in there with her. Yeah, she was camping Spawn, man. That's as bad. She would not let them treat him. Afraid after experiencing trauma. What do you mean? She didn't feel anything after seeing him die, but she's afraid after experiencing trauma. The Gelder has been found dead. Yeah. Yeah, see, this kid has become one of the most interesting things in this fort to watch. no, are the cats headed down here? Okay, the cats haven't been down here yet. I can tell because the spiders are still alive. What's my F3? Oh yeah, the cat room. Forgot. Ah, we've got a lot of injured dwarves. Now, is that permanent? He's had that crutch since 110. His left lower leg is gone. Yeah, that's permanent. The golden grizzles. I'm so sorry about this guy. Asmel Nodum. I'm gonna have to mark your name as well. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna remove him from the thing. Remove him from the squad, and then... I gotta make sure I can actually... Okay, yeah, that's him right there. Poor guy. Engraver, we can have him join. The fact that we allow the Terminator to exist still is wild to me. Well, she's the most interesting character in the fort, man. She's vying for the queen's position at this point. She has attacked the queen. She killed the king consort. Like, it's... When something this interesting starts happening in your fort, are you really gonna stop it happening? But yeah, this guy no longer has a leg, so... I'm gonna see what his second name becomes. He just kind of doesn't have one. Alright, so that shall become an X so that we can see clearly that he is not supposed to be in a squad. It sucks because he's a legendary observer, a professional fighter, expert discipline, talented striker. You know what? You know what? I know where I want him. Asmel Nudnottum, you belong in the library. There. Legendary observer. He won't have to walk around too much for that. He's gonna make some good books for us. Very interesting books. In our unnamed zoo. There is no vying for her position. She is gonna take it. I genuinely think she will. But I don't know. She's actively developing as a character as we go along. Like, the way that she's interacting has changed. It's great when we all get a chance to be merry together. Look! Look! A little bit of happiness. She is actually happy sometimes. Content being near a waterfall, interested after watching a performance. Doesn't feel anything at work. But she felt afraid after she watched somebody die. Not because she watched them die, but for some other reason, apparently. It's great when we all get a chance to be merry together. She's only happy because she's murdered somebody. Potentially with this one, potentially. Quite potentially. If dwarves consider other dwarves adults at 18, then we only have to wait a little bit longer before she can join a squad and start actually killing for more than just sport. She was afraid because something else killed them aside from her. Blood loss. The inability to breathe. I'm pretty sure that guy suffocated. She messed up the nerves, like his spine. She messed up his spine. Don't I have them? No, I didn't. May as well. We have a lot of iron. How many hours have to pass before she comes of age? I don't know. I don't know because the years, we can see up here the years. We're in early autumn right now. So she must have like a summer to autumn birthday or something. Oh yeah, trading. Broker. Oh, the cat whispers. Putting one of the cats back in the pen. When she reaches adulthood, the colony is going to have a problem. Yes. Yes. I'm pretty sure she will just take the position of queen at that point. Like, her shot at the queen earlier, that was just a warning. Her going towards the hospital afterwards, that's just, Alright, we got a full well. Oh, the blood's starting to go away. Tempted to take the dolomite blocks from other places in the fort, like here, and replace them with another kind of block, but that's kind of backwards progress, you know? I don't know, even if it's not like pretty, even if they're different colors, I'd like it to be completed. Maybe we could look at making soap. How do we make soap? Not there. You know what? This is one of those times I'm just gonna have a quick Google. I'm vaguely remembering. I think I've done it one time before. Lye. That's what we're gonna need. We need lye and either tallow or oil. Okay, so the lye is chop wood, make ash in a wood furnace, and then lye at an ashery. So we already have the wood furnace here. Where do I want to put it? right next to the Tanners and the Leatherworks. Oh yeah, I wanted to make shoes. Leather shoes. Because why not? Why are we not making leather shoes? Oh yeah. Just gonna make that a seasonal thing. This is Dwarf Fortress. Oh. Got an ad right after your question is rough, though. Let me know when you can hear me again. I'm glad you can at least still type. Our broker is drinking, that's why he's not here. Just occurred to me, can't hear me say, let me know when you can hear me again. Guess that was more of a in case they already can, because I know there is quite a bit of a delay between when I say something and when you guys hear it, basically. Seven different ads. It hates you. Why is it targeting you in particular? But this is Dwarf Fortress, if you can hear me again. Awesome. We've got the confirmation. Yeah, this has to be on the list of my favorite games. There's just so much to it. I appreciate the amount of effort. In the same way that I appreciate it in Zomboid. King of Knolls 2 loves DF. Awesome. Yeah. You know what? I'll leave their bed in a weird place. They can be unique, but I will give them a cabinet because the clothing situation in that room is sad. Okay, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on this room, at least every now and then. Because if there are dwarves, if there was a dwarf training in here that was missing a leg because of our local legend, that seems to be a more and more common occurrence in this fortress. The capital has become increasingly unsafe. She was frustrated after being unable to find somebody in charge to cry on. What are they doing? Because there's lots of temples and stuff too. She's dwelling upon getting into an argument. At least she had an acquaintance to talk to, because she's in that zone where she would normally tantrum. Another BioShock fan in the wild. Uh-huh. Yeah, I just started playing the remaster, but I played through that a while ago. I played it on console first. Actually, I just... like, my family had just adopted Family Puppy when I was playing it for the first time. And she is no longer with us now, so it has been a while. Still love the game, though. Positive memories there. They don't have anything special for us. We already got everything the dwarves got. I will take some steel battle axes, though. Leave it to the dwarves to have the good stuff. Not sure how much the bismuth bronze weighs. I'm sure we could use some pick replacements by now. Whenever I notice something that I just haven't been producing while I'm looking through the trade, or stuff that it takes a while to produce, like the steel, kind of just grab a few. This is why we make so many crafts. Why is there only one steel boot? Okay. They just severely different qualities on them. And see, like, we kind of produce clothing slowly, so some of these wouldn't hurt. Make for some happier dwarves. And gloves and mittens I just haven't been producing. It's early autumn. I'm sure the dwarves are gonna want them. Take more bolts. We bought a bunch of this stuff pretty recently, so I'm probably not gonna get too much more from them. I don't know if we have all these books. I haven't really been looking. Okay, I didn't bring them as much this time, so I'm gonna have to ease off a little bit. Because we just recently bought from somebody else. Yeah, it was the bags. Alright. You're about to start your own playthrough on hard on your own channel soon. Not trying to self-promote. Fair. You just saying, like, you're going through similar stuff. It's fun. It's fun. I wasn't sure how difficult it would feel now. Because I'm in a very different place with games, and also I played it on console the first time, which is not my favorite platform. Like, mouse and keyboard is definitely favored for me. So I wasn't sure how it was gonna feel. The remaster feels good, though, to me. Only reason you're not on your main Twitch account is you can't remember which phone the two-step verification is on. Oh, no. Alright, so that should be the trading done. I'm also just not producing barrels. That's why I wanted to buy all of theirs. You're playing it on your Switch and Big Daddies are a joke. Well, to be fair, one, I turned the auto aim off because on mouse and keyboard, it feels wrong to me to have auto aim on. But yeah, like, it probably depends a lot on difficulty of the thing and also other factors. Like, how much are you arbitrarily limiting yourself? The first time that I played, I discovered that I really liked just using the wrench. So I actually had several playthroughs where I just used the wrench. Why are you attacking a capybara? They're nice to everybody. What kind of conflict are you in? Poor Cappy. I don't have people set to hunt. Well then. We found one creature that the Cappies don't get along with, and it's the dwarves. Oh yeah, you're using the magical powers. I mean, yeah. Yeah, if you're using telekinesis and stuff like that, then yeah, it's not gonna be too much of a problem. Once you get the camera, yeah, the different camera. Why am I blanking on the name for it? Like the particular name for the magical powers in that universe. The game becomes a horror game from the Splicer's point of view is an accurate assessment, though. I feel like, and I don't want to spoil the end for people who haven't seen the end of BioShock by now. You know, on the one hand, you've had enough time, but on the other hand, it's really good. From what I'm remembering, how powerful you get is part of it. You know, like, it's part of the story. That's there to show you something. Because there is a pretty clear progression in the way that they give you different weapons and access to abilities. Like, as they introduce you to telekinesis by being like, catch bombs and throw them. You know? Yeah, the charging. I didn't remember the way that the Big Daddies charge. That actually caught me by surprise. The first time back to it. Like, oh. Can't even get across this this staircase gap. Unless I get the pathing to glitch just right. But I also remember that I got to a point with it where I was just using the wrench, even on them, and just using the way that they path to mess with them. That may be partially the remaster that messed with me, if they did any kind of adjustment to that. Plasmid, that's what they're called. Thank you. Your favorite plasmid has to be Sonic Boom 2. During Sander Cohen's freakout in Fort Frolic, you destroyed them, and you remember one in particular. He jumped at you and you used it on him, and he flew to the ceiling and he landed upstairs. Oh, I'm sorry. Automod can be really weird. Oh. It's because you used the word blue. Automod can be a little bit oversensitive sometimes. Just a little bit. It's like, are you being dirty? When it's like not even dirty at all. It's like, Automod, you just have a dirty mind. Someone projecting, you know? See, now they're practicing over here on the pile of weapons and armor. Whoops. Unintended side effect. Where are they keeping all the fish? Because we've got a bunch of rotten ones over here. And an empty stockpile here. So is it just not enough containers? Because we've got extras around. Dwarves are starting to get weird about their stockpiles. BioShock is one of those games where it's hard to say what your favorite part is, I'm guessing. Because there's so many. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I like the, and this is just talking BioShock 1, like, not even getting into the other games, because that's a whole other thing. I like, the manipulative nature, like, the way that they display manipulative nature. It's interesting. Why is this one moving so slow? Why has he been crying? Yeah. See, they keep getting, like, unhappy. Unable to pray to Shibby the future. But there are places for them to go to do that. They're just not. Oh boy. Another tantrum. She found a bard. There she is. Okay. She's throwing a tantrum and playing. Playing. Yes. Surely. Multiple of them fighting now. She's trying to start another bar fight. Thanks for the follow, friend. Fair. Yeah, good luck with that. Not knowing where the authentication is going to. It's not good. Oh boy. Again, a fight between the bar and the barracks. Her starting the fight while traders are here is not good though. Huh. There's a scholar in on it. Oh, come on. Children, stop fighting. Fight between the problem and the world, indeed. Oh. Did she have a meeting? She doesn't feel anything while crying on somebody in charge. She was interested in a performance, though. See, I don't think any of this has changed. Finds eloquence and artful speech off-putting. But she likes listening to bards. Angry, dwelling upon getting into an argument. Didn't feel anything due to inebriation. That's bad for a dwarf. That's very bad for a dwarf. Your laptop isn't good enough to stream. Aw. You make gaming videos on YouTube. Alright, dude. Oh no. The guy without a leg ended up in that fight. Nobody's died so far. That's a full hospital again. At least our medical dwarves are getting a lot of practice. I have been posting my VODs to YouTube, but I haven't had much time in between to edit them down into, like, you know, like a 20-minute video or something like that. There's a lot more I'd like to do. Just still finding ways to fit everything into my schedule. I've got it linked down, should be next to where the bio is, I think. Yeah, that's interesting. I could make a series of shorts from the VODs. So people could at least get, like, they could keep updated with the base story, maybe? Could make a full 3 seasons out of the last couple streams about this child. True. Very true. This is one of the most interesting characters I've had to follow around in this game. But you make a good point. Shorts are pretty big right now, you know? Like, it's just easiest for people to watch more of. 'Cause they're short. All right. Thank you very much. And yeah, I noticed that Twitch only saves my VODs for so long, and it's like, well, some of these stories, especially with the Zomboid stories that we were getting, I don't want to lose them. Fair. I like how the pets, they kind of wander around, like, wherever they want to. They're not even following, like, this one, it's showing no relationships, even though the captain of the guard is this one's owner. A scholar and a general are visiting. Sounds like the beginning of a joke. If you upload them yourself, it saves them as highlights instead and doesn't take them down. Yeah, I can do that, but it's still limited to, I think it was like 100 hours? Something like that? No. But still, I saw it as an issue, like, long term eventually. I'm gonna have to get rid of the stuff. Where the Zomboid stuff, I almost, like, I wanted more time to be able to edit it down. So, like, Martina's story, we can go back and see and follow what Martina's story was fully. I did accidentally delete one of the VODs along Martina's story. I'm so sad about that. You find shorts too difficult? So far I have too. But I feel like there are definitely moments from streams that I think would be funny as shorts, you know? Like, just to get the energy of what we do here. Ship sprinkled. I like that so many different, like, it's not even just dwarves, I don't think. There's lots of people joining our fort just to study at the Inky Palace. It's very nice. Oh, I get that. I get that, dude. I mean, we're both creators. We gotta be able to talk to each other to some extent, right? I don't feel threatened by you if you don't feel threatened by me. Yeah. Why is there an eyeball? Prepared cow eye. You had all of these to choose from, and you chose a prepared cow eye. What are your preferences? When possible, he prefers to consume cow, wine, tapir's milk, and flour. He absolutely detests snails. So is it just because it was cow? I'm sure there was beef something or another. You didn't have to go for the eye. You gotta think of shorts like trailers, yeah. Yeah. Just like a little sneak peek. I think trailers does sound like a good way of thinking of it, because then if you think of like things that have annoyed you from movie trailers, like giving away all the good jokes in the trailer and not leaving anything for the full movie, that kind of stuff, then you've got a reference pool for that. Easy. I don't know if I've played Far Cry 5. I have not. For instance, instead of doing a boring intro, you wanted to have a creepy and slow-built montage of the cult taking over, with the theme from the Forever Purge playing as like your own intro to your playthrough. Yeah, creative stuff like that can work. I feel like if you're gonna create, then you should probably create something that you'd enjoy watching. Or like, maybe that's the wrong way of thinking of it, because like, I don't know if I'd watch myself. It's weird. I think if I was anybody else, then I'd be able to tell whether I'd watch me as a content creator if I wasn't me. But like, something that annoys me in videos is when there's a super long intro, when the entire premise of the video is getting into a specific concept. So for me, I would probably, like, I would go for short intros if I was doing intros. But also, I've also watched creators that basically, they outline the entire premise within the intro, to where it's a decently long intro, but also I feel like I get enough information from watching it that even though I normally don't like long intros, I still watch creators that do long intros. So, like, nothing is a hard rule, you know? I guess what I'm saying is, if you have an idea that you think would be cool, like, if you were watching it, if you saw that, you'd think it was cool, then go for it. Why not, dude? If you wanna end up hanging out with people that are like-minded and like the things that you like, then you should probably do things you like. But yeah, whenever I'm thinking about creating content, I think about how I consume content. And like, I'm still in the process, and I find this really fun. I'm making like all of these little tweaks that make things easier for me, but also sort of optimize things. Like, one of the first things I did when I started listening to a little bit of my stream back is take my microphone off of my desk. Like, I needed it to not be attached to the desk I was touching actively, because it does this crazy reverb, like, wah, 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 with the noise, like, every time I put my hand down on the desk, if the microphone is on the desk. But I had to actually, like, listen to myself and be like, what's causing that? Before I could make that optimization. Okay. You're starting out, and that sounds like a good, like, base structure to start out with. Because that'll become, like, customized to you as you use it. Yeah, I think about this stuff because, like, I figure if I'm gonna be making content, I want to make stuff that people like. You know? I don't want to, like, change myself to do it or be untrue to myself in any way. But also, if something like coming up with a funny title or taking little shorts out of my VODs so that people can get a little taste of the energy that they're gonna get in the full video, then, hey, I mean, why not? It's awesome to know about. If I wasn't thinking about it, then I wouldn't know about it. That door is too cool to put there, to be honest. Oh, learning Blender. You've got aspirations. I'm fighting obliterated attention spans in a very saturated market. Honestly, fair. I have installed and opened Blender like once and played around with it and gone, wow, that's a lot. And then not done more. But yeah, you can do so much in Blender. It is actually a really cool program. Sort of, it's like learning Photoshop or something like that, though. Like, once you've got it down, you can do crazy stuff with it. But learning to just interface with it is a thing in itself. I say as I'm playing Dwarf Fortress, a game that I consider in that category. How big is this? 8 by 11. I did go with 8 by 11? Yeah. Yes. Now these ones can go without a divider, like in between there. But I do want them to at least have dividers this direction. Why? Because when fights break out, I do actually want some level of separation here. We bought some native copper blocks off of somebody. Oh geez, we have so many different kinds of blocks. Tempted. Oh, somebody is assigned to it, but they're in a squad. That's what it is. Do I want to unassign? No. He makes armor and stuff. So, Mathol, Kilrudusha, Rujasbila. Whatever your name is. Mathol. M names. We're looking for M. Oh, I saw him. There he is. Sorry, buddy, but you do not get to be in a squad. The gates of clashing. Gonna need a random dwarf for this. Not the holy fence. Glazer. Sure, we don't even have Clayworks here. I'm gonna place some furniture too. This is looking sad. Oh, I was just saying, Blender's crazy, you know? Like, you can do so much in Blender. They're growing attached to the weapons and shields and such. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to become attached to a buckler, to be honest. This one has a lot of clothes, but most of them are broken. What you were gonna say? You know it's saturated and you know people's attention spans are screwed, but you've already decided you're not competing. Either people like and watch your stuff or they don't. Plain and simple. Real. Yeah. That is what it comes down to. Like, I think especially if you're in a position where you don't rely on it for income. That seems to be a good starting point. Because fakeness is abundant right now. Whether that's people being fake or whether that's AI and stuff like that, like AI influencers and such. Fake humanity is abundant right now. But people who are comfortable just being themselves, you know, maybe even, you know, being a bit cringe, that's not as common, even in like everyday life. So I think that's what it means when people say like being yourself is the most important part. There are a million people trying to copy the archetypes that have been demonstrated to work. But there is only one you. There might be people similar, but they're not you. When you get down to it, again, people are either gonna like you or not, and there's no sense in fixating on the people that were never gonna mesh well with you. That's always gonna happen. And yeah, I see, like, the idea of, like, making shorts and stuff like that, that's just making it easier for our crowd to find us. You know, like, your community already exists out there. They just haven't found you yet. There are people out there that would be super comfortable hanging out in a chat with you or hanging out watching your videos. They just haven't found you yet. Even if you do make it big, you're still gonna work at your job. You always hate when content creators get big and make a bunch of changes. You're not gonna make any changes unless it's to your setup or it's requested. But you're always gonna do it the same way from the beginning. I think you should allow yourself flexibility. But yeah, I agree with Arm. A matter of if you want to make it big or if you're doing it for you. Oh no, she's in the hospital room. You're not gonna kill this dwarf, are you? What are you doing, girl? She's actually... He feels optimistic after being able to rest and recuperate. Why is he even injured? His ability to stand is lost. She's already beat him. Oh no. Oh man, look... You're not gonna kill him again, are you? This is the same room this happened in last time, too. I got distracted and she's gonna end it. Yeah. Yeah, for this bard, yeah. You feel punished for understanding English? Oh no. This 17-year-old girl has created more bodies in a year than a plague. Yeah, she started at 16 years old, killing dwarves. What is she doing? What is she doing? She's throwing a tantrum. But she hasn't attacked him yet. She's just in the same room as this guy trying to recover in the hospital. Ashamed after starting a fist fight. His right hand is fractured, his right foot is fractured, his left lower arm is fractured. Oh, she spared him! She spared him, but she shoved the guy without a leg over. She punched him in the right foot. So his one remaining foot, she punched. And of course he fell over. Poor guy. We gotta stop this kid. Oh no, bro. That is messed up. Like, why? I put him in the hospital to try to protect him. That's just... I hate this kid. Our local legend is horrible. I feel angry all the time. his colony is not gonna survive her coming of age. I really have no idea. I have no idea if they will. We've got yarns, we've got cloth. How much silk do we have? Okay, we've got a decent amount of silk building up. We can actually have them making more silk stuff. Let's have some silk trousers made. The dwarves seem to like that. Let's see. Tunic, there we go. ARM streams games they want to make friends in because otherwise they get lonely and boring over time. Fair. I started streaming Zomboid for kind of similar reasons because, like, sometimes I get time with my friends to play multiplayer Zomboid. But there's something about just sharing the stories that gives me that social element that I'm looking for. These bears are just angry. Why is this one still wandering around? Relieved being near the waterfall. The cabbies just like the dwarves too much. They don't want to leave. Headcanon is one thing, but nothing beats having real friends to make a story with. Yeah. I won't lie, it is better. It is better when I'm playing with friends. But it's limited time that we can. The downfall of all D&D campaigns as well. Scheduling conflicts. You have a sandbox mode saved specifically for Zomboid with a couple mods called Rage Virus. Fun. Had some crazy mod combinations in Build 41 multiplayer. Build 42, I have actually gotten a few games with my friends, but they were mostly just like getting used to the changes type of playing. Wasn't a hard mode game, and also I'm not modding Build 42 multiplayer yet just because it's so glitchy already. Like, it's got enough bugs all on its own. But I was so happy to see that they finally gave us multiplayer for it. It's really fun with friends. Imagine if Martina had some people to watch her back instead of leaving everything to that dick Byron. Yeah, dude. No, I think it would be really fun to run, especially like Build 42. I think it would be really, really fun to run a multiplayer server where we could play together. Because Build 42 has so much more of a, like, you can rebuild society. You can rebuild civilization if you want to. That kind of vibe. Like, imagine we make this fort. But above ground, you know, it wouldn't be built into a mountain the same way exactly. Game mechanics will not allow that. But still, like, we could do some crazy stuff. Build 42 is so much more about doing things from scratch. Add some mods to that? That works even better. Yeah, I've gotten so distracted talking while we play today, but I'm okay with it. It gives the dwarves some time to get stuff done anyway. It's like, I tried joining multiplayer servers in Zomboid before I had friends to play it with. I ended up just buying the game for a few friends and being like, I will teach you. We must do this. You know? This is like the best game I've ever found because it Project Zomboid holds the favorite game status for me in particular. Doesn't mean it's the only thing I play, but trying to balance the line between extrovert and respectful introvert. That is relatable content. How to make friends without seeming like a creep. This is life. This is just life. My solution is just telling you you're my friends now. No point in arguing. There's so much more metal than other stuff that I really am considering building iron walls at this point. We could dig more bedrooms. We certainly need them for the amount of dwarves we have right now. Especially since we haven't given them any sort of dormitory or anything. The dwarves that are roomless are kind of just sleeping on smooth floors. Sure, at least they're smooth floors. It's not the worst it could be. They're not in the dirt unless they choose to be in the dirt, which sometimes they do, and then they get mad about it. It's weird behavior. Weird behavior. I mentioned that... Oh. You're saying that... You're trying to balance the line between extrovert and respectful introvert. That's the line. Yeah, I was laughing because that is very relatable to a lot of people, I'm sure. I feel like no matter who you are, it's so easy to like come across as a creep or something like that when you're trying to make friends. Well, not you, but like people in general. It's hard. Yeah, I do. I do. And the Project Zomboid thing, I would want to have it be a server that's not locally hosted. So that's something for later along. Like, I figure the more... Okay. Oh, this is my turn to say, like, I'm not trying to manipulate here, you know, like... I'm not trying to make you give me your money, but also... The more money that stream makes, the more money that the content creation makes, the more money I can put back into it. So, like, big projects like that, where it's like all of us rebuilding civilization together, I would want to host a server for that. Like I don't want to be the one hosting it. I want to buy a server that's being hosted constantly, so that even if I'm not there, people can be playing and working on it and rebuilding society. And then, like, that gives chances for, like, being in videos and stuff like that. You know, if I'm wandering around that world while I'm making content, while I'm, like, on stream or something like that, we're all hanging out together. Why are you injured? He's winded. His spleen has been sutured. His lung has been sutured. His neck has been sutured. His right foot and his left knee have been sutured. Oh, poor guy. He's really slow to heal. He's unbelievably strong, absolutely inexhaustible, and rarely sick. Well, that's good at least. Arm, you know what I'm talking about. Renting a server. Yeah, that whole thing. That's what I'm talking. Yeah, like buying a server. You can buy a server, but you'd have to like have a second PC to be running it. And yeah, the way things are right now, especially for like a little Zomboid server, it doesn't have to be too huge unless it gets huge, in which case there's no reason it can't be huge. You know? The way I figure, like, as long as the price doesn't get too ridiculous, which a lot of them don't, then it's just a fun thing that the community can do together, you know? And asking the chat who intend to play to kick in directly. That makes sense. Do like oh, you know, we could even do like a Patreon server thing with that. Like if you're in a certain tier of Patreon, then here's the info to join the server type of thing. That makes it like easy. Because then it's like, it makes sense why it's that price, because there's associated costs, you know? For a typical Zomboid server that hosts around maybe 6 people and a certain amount of mods, you're looking at around $10 a month or less. So yeah, that's not bad. Not that you've looked into this a few times. I appreciate you guys having the info I need already. It is actually very helpful for me to just be able to be like, would you guys be into this? How would this work? What do you guys know about this? Because I think it's cool. This is fun. Yeah, you guys know me. I like to play different games, like, basically every day. I just go by my mood, so it wouldn't be a, like, every single day I'm going on the server and doing stuff on there type of deal, necessarily. But I definitely would be checking in. I think we'll dig out this area. And then... I want to get the soap set up. So we have the wood furnace. And it's doing nothing currently. We don't actually use the logs for much besides beds right now. When you had a more successful stream, you had a Pal World server and a 7 Days to Die server and a V Rising server. You were going for it. It was fun times until people stopped playing. Which is why you'd suggest making community chip-in thing, because nothing was more upsetting than paying for these servers than people just ghosting it without a word. Fair, yeah, because then there's some level of, like, we're all invested in it kind of thing. Oh, I really don't want them using bins here, but they've already placed one there, I guess. Thanks for the advice, Arm. It sounds like you know what you're talking with this. You've tried it. And stuff like that, things that would be discouraging. That's important to know about early on. Oh, we have a pet wombat. He was delighted being near to a waterfall. Cog shrine figures. I like all the different icons that we have now. I don't remember the pets having nearly as many like detailed icons like this. Look at the cats now. They have such character. Have these been claimed? Yes. They're still instantly claiming the rooms. So we certainly need more. Lots of dirt this direction. Because the water's over there. So I don't know if I want to dig that direction, but we can go, like, around it here. And then we get our typical 5x5 that we've been doing. Yeah, right at the edge there. We're finally running out of space on this floor, though. That's crazy. Alright, and then that gives us just enough space to have them able to go around. Lead back in places like that. I think I wanted, yeah, one. There we go. There's something very satisfying to me when stuff like this lines up. This gap right here, that annoys me. It can stay though. We'll use it for something else eventually. I'll come up with something. You really wanted to make a community roleplay server, but unfortunately you built your community around the wrong game, so no one was really into it, except for a handful of people who didn't interact with each other. And eventually it all died off. Oh. Happy you joined the Discord server. Yeah, if Discord server doesn't shoot itself in the foot, then that's where a lot of updates will end up being. Like that. Games like Zomboid, 7 Days, Humanity Z, those are great community builder games, and once you get people invested, they just become more fun. Yeah, I feel like Zomboid, especially Build 42, it could be so fun. Like, if I was going to have a RP server or a community server in any game, then it would be Zomboid Build 42. Just because it seems like the point of it to me. Theoretically, you could have... Oh, there's a Gorlak down there. There's no way that they're gonna join us because there's no way in down there. But there's a Gorlak around. But yeah, I feel like it's almost like the point of Build 42 because theoretically you could have members of your civilization that never see combat. but are also completely essential. Like, absolutely required by those that go out. You can specialize now in Build 42 if you have enough people. I think she's just throwing stuff. She's ashamed after throwing something. There, she's having a fist fight then. The diagnostician, why are you fighting the doctor? This kid is crazy. Oh boy. Send in the captain of the guard after her. Racking up the convictions. I'm not even going to interrogate her because I know she did it. Another report. Those games are made to be played with people, yeah. Imagine if you decide to let people start their own communities at other sections of town and you can arrange trade agreements and stuff. Yes. On the 7 Days server, you took over and started to restore a hotel in town so everyone had rooms. Oh, I love that. I've always thought it would be really fun to basically run a burger van. Like, you know, like have a food truck in the zombie apocalypse. Can you imagine how much fun that would be? It would require a specific combination of mods, probably. But also, you could pre-make the food. Why not? Certain foods in Zomboid, they don't have to be eaten hot. You would have to be rolling with a lot of ammo in that truck, though. If someone tries to raid you, you gotta be able to discourage that. Have a chef make the food, load the truck, and... Oh! You could have deliveries, yeah. Especially with the walkie-talkies. You could have a channel for food orders on the walkie-talkie, like a radio station that everybody knows is where you order food. Deliver it to people fresh, starting on the server, struggling communities. Yeah. Yeah, that would be so fun. You catch my drift. Like, you know exactly what I'm talking with that. Like, you'd end up with so many stories. You'd end up on so many adventures. If you want to make a great story out of it, speak to the specific players to ask them to be raiders so you can schedule fun defense events. That could be fun. Yeah, like running PvP, but in a specific way. Because PvP is a little iffy in Zomboid. It's a little bit glitchy. So people definitely, like, they gotta be there for the roleplay. They gotta be there for the story to unfold. But that's the way that I play Zomboid, so if it's this community, then you already know. You know the deal. You know how rewarding it is to play the game like that. And how many fun stories you get out of it if you play it that way. That or add raider mods. That is extremely likely to make the game crash often. Bandits are fun, but they throw a lot of errors. Those games last for so long because of role-playing. Exactly. Because you end up building story and then backstory and then more story. Like, it's very easy to just continue with it. You see the vision. Yeah. I think eventually I would like to get to that point. I wonder where Ash is going to be stored in this. Ash Blaze. I guess it's not an extract. Ashes? Counts as wood. Okay. Sure, we'll take it. I'm glad it's at least a stockpile option. See, it was fat and ash, I'm pretty sure. Or oils. Animal extract? Fat. Hello? Is that under meat? Fat has a section. Put all of that there. One thing about a game called Survivalist that's already installed, you get bandit communities and occasional raider parties that travel around the map. So there's always a chance if your community is doing well, they'll approach you and try to take your stuff or force you to pay a protection fee. You used to poison arrows with the most deadly strain of the infection, and so you could find and shoot a few of their members and let them turn. Then sweep in and take all their stuff. I like a game that lets you do stuff like that. Like, the ability to poison arrows with the infection is a wild move. I don't think I've seen that before. Oh. It's the urgency chip. Your technology knows that right now you want it to work. And thus, it won't. That game allows for some sick-ass strategies. This is why I used to like Stronghold. Because, like, I went from playing the Rome Total War game to playing Stronghold, and I'm like, wait, they're gonna let me dig? They're gonna let me do all kinds of stuff. You can cook zombie meat into a stew and sell it to them. That's ridiculous. I love that. Insidious. I was gonna put something here. Soap. I don't know if I actually want them storing it here. I'm gonna leave that stockpile empty for now. I think I want them to store some of it here, like a bunch of it here. Actually, leave that line. Now, soap. No. What about a bar? Soap! A bar of soap. Awesome. Do not want bins there. You know what? Actually, yeah, you can have bins there. I'm sure they'll take a bar of soap out of a bin. I'm sure that that isn't too complicated for them. Okay, I think, you know what I can do? I can make a little passage between here. We can add a door there if we I'm probably gonna end up adding a door there. They all get infected and start turning on each other, so like it actually works. You only have 114 for the next week, and you have to help your wife with some stuff. Oh, fingers crossed for Walmart, yeah. Things are tough right now, man. Let's see. There was something that I need to make. Come on. Oh, it's gonna have to be tallow, not fat. That's how I have to do it, yeah. Okay, they have a lot more fat than they have tallow. Is that because we're not rendering? Looks like it. But we're pretty much constantly having to go through the animals. So... Ashery, that's what it was. We've got some really cool blocks now. Let's make it out of bismuth. It'll be pretty. The militia captain has been stung by a honeybee. Why are you having a training session in a tree? Are you stuck up there? He is. He's hungry. How did you get stuck up there? Somebody stole his ladder. I guess we gotta take down that tree. I think that there was a beehive that we can replace here too. Yes, marble hive. Amazing it got knocked over in the first place. This guy might die when he falls, but he's definitely gonna die if he stays up there in the tree. And on that note, I think I'm gonna have them make some ladders. Apparently, this is a problem. Actually, we're gonna need a bunch of doors over here. Oops. It must line up. Only 6 very unhappy dwarves. How are you doing, beekeeper? Ability to grasp somewhat impaired. Motor nerve damage and sensory nerve damage. 110 is when he was treated. His upper body bears a massive straight scar. His left hand bears a massive straight scar, and his left upper leg bears a very short straight scar. Okay. Only 2 massive scars. He is still in a squad. His lung is messed up, so I'm thinking I might want to take him out of that. Kind of want to give him time to get better, though. See if things improve. I don't know. I feel like he's probably had enough time to heal. Oh, he's telling us who he got in an argument with. They only tell us right after, though. Whoop. The Geared Hall. Which one was that? Yes. Well, sure, let's just use that. Limestone earring. When they offer it to the society like that, I like to put it in places like this that are looking for more value. Now, the last time, it did end up stolen. They are going over here to drink. She was content remembering being near to a waterfall. This is why the mist generator ends up improving the happiness in the fort so much over time. Because it's not just that they love being near it. They remember being near it. She feels hopeless dwelling upon suffering a major injury. He needed a crutch. He doesn't even have any scars, though. Okay, we are gonna have to deal with some of those turkeys. That's getting to be too many. Someone owns a blue jay. Someone adopted a blue jay, finally. Okay. So, because they don't take it out of the cage, I would like to actually put it in their room. Earth Letmo. Letmore. Do you have a room? Administrator, who are you? Oh. But are you? What's going on? Oh, it's the spouse of the captain of the guard. That's what's going on there. I'm like, how do they live there? Okay. Am I gonna have to... I think I have to remove the building from here in order to place it. So I don't think we can move the bird from cage to cage. And it's in a peachwood cage. This room is still, like, slowly dripping. It must be from the ceiling. I'll just... Next time I see this picked up. There we go, that kid's going to do it. I want to do it before I forget about it. Oh, come on, don't tell me that I'm gonna have to wait for them to put it on a stockpile. Yeah. I don't know if my memory will hold up that long. Okay, we'll give them time. We'll give them time. We've got stuff to do here. I think they're just gonna keep that guy locked up forever. I don't know why they locked him up. Like, from what I saw, they locked this guy up ages ago because he didn't make something that he'd been ordered to produce. And they've just kept him in there and he's gone mad at this point. He's assigned and chained. Like, I don't think we can even release him. Yeah, yet. Yeah, eventually, someday, maybe. He's running around babbling, though, like... He's kind of lost it. He's still a High Master wound dresser and bone doctor. Like, he's a very skilled, insane man. And let's just expand this, make the captain of the guard nice and happy. Everybody else has been released. Weakness paddled. Weakness paddled. Weakness paddled. Maybe he doesn't want to leave. And yet they won't lock up the psycho child. Absolutely not. No, that's the local legend. We don't lock her up. She's just a kid. She's just a kid. Look at her. Look at this kid. She's got another kill. Splattered, paddled. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. I like how the first one in 110, she kills a ewe. Like, she kills a sheep. And she gets a taste for it, because the next year are all 3 of her kills on dwarves. That child was born from a black-scaled wyvern. Actually, who is her mother? Olin is a lasher. Her mom wields a whip. That's where she came from. Her father doesn't appear to be in the picture, and her mother seems to have multiple lovers, because she has half-siblings and stuff like that. Which Olin was it? Is she in the fortress? Olin with an I. Muth. Her mom should be here. Because we have a picture of her. I thought that was how it worked. Where is your mother? Recenter on this creature. Did her mother die? Now we gotta look through the tombs. What's going on here? Now I'm curious. That is her. That's her mom. Her mom died. Her dad isn't in the picture and her mom died. From where she is in the tombs, she was probably one of the first to die in combat as well. That's why. That's why. She must have been a little kid when that happened, too. She has thoughts, although she heard me talking, man. She's... We've discovered her secret. So yeah, she has this memory. Where is it? Irritated dwelling upon somebody's death. Somebody's. Don't worry about my mother. I destroyed her when I was born. This is why she's so happy about hearing about the forces of the Malice of Balls being defeated. Those are the ones that killed her mother. I'm pretty sure she made somebody vomit in the booze and then ended up drinking it. So that's her own fault, her bad memory about that. She is throwing a tantrum. There's a stonecrafter and a planter. Oh, she sent a Mace Lord into a martial trance. Okay, let's send Captain of the Guard after her. 2 dead in this fight already. I wonder if it'll count as her kills. What changed about her name? She has like a last section of her name now. She raged while killing somebody. She charged a rabbit at one point in this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is a problem. If they can join squads at 18, then we've got like 1 year. Human dancer. We're losing people that joined the fort. How many kills count as hers? 6 kills now. Rip Captain of the Guard. Milker gone now. Idashtastrad. Idashtastrad. What is that? She has a different name now. Regretful after starting a fistfight. Regretful after throwing something. Terrified while in conflict. She didn't feel anything at the unexpected death of somebody. So some of these she meant to kill. Nature has to create a balance somewhere. A counterpart exists to defeat this girl. You're right. The moist distinction. That's what the second part of her name means. She's got a title now. A siege engineer died. Whew, a general and a pilgrim are visiting. Good luck, buddy. Maybe we should check on the hospital, huh? Steel battle axe. Yeah, this is a good time to get attached to your weapon. Okay, let's see. Yep, hospital's full. They're starting to stack multiple people in there. Are they still going? Yeah, look at that. Food fight. Prepared sheep heart. She's always throwing hearts. She's still going. She gets tired enough that she collapses and then she just rests for a bit. And then she jumps right up and keeps fighting. She's playing. She's playing, guys. Just right in the hallway here. That door is all messed up now. Kid, don't fight a cougar. Oh. Child. You deserve to be bit. Why is this child unstoppable? She's playing make-believe. She's just hanging out in the barracks now. She rages reliving killing somebody. Well, that's not good. If that's just gonna add to her rage, which she already has a problem with, then this is going to be a problem that just gets worse. She's a skilled wrestler now. The battle rages. Why are you still fighting? Captain of the guard, where are you? Probably busy. No, bro, that's so sad. She's killing the pets. How much do we have to sacrifice just to get this child to adulthood? Is she going into the hospital after them? Has she been injured, like, ever? No scars. Not a scar on this kid. After all this, How are the tombs looking? I'll add a few. I think I want to connect them here and then keep them going out. Then I don't want to make one on either side of the way it goes out. Figure we better get these started now. Still fighting. Axe Lord. She's picked a fight with an Axe Lord. He's got a crutch. Ability to stand lost. Are you missing a leg too? Her neck bears a massive jagged scar, but she's got no scars. Left ankle bone has been sutured. See, apparently... Okay, it's an injury that goes down to the bone, basically, is what that looks like. That might be temporary. Patient not resting. Who would? She's going into the hospital after them. Horrified after seeing someone die. Horrified, horrified. Yeah, like, that's a normal reaction. You know? This is what we expect. That kid's just built different. Oh, actually... That's part of the same stockpile here. Okay. Lots of injuries in the fort. No more open cases against the kid. Apparently that's all been settled. How is that dwarf that was up here stuck in a tree? Did we get that tree down? I see some honeybee remains, but nobody in a tree anymore, so... You know what? Where is the captain of the guard? Tobal. Tobal, how's it doing, buddy? How's it going? Place item into... Outraged considering the scarcity of cages and chains. How many do you want? I forget how to check. There it is, Fortress Guard, 2529. So we've nearly got enough that they're happy with it. And that should make them happy. Definitely want more doors down here, but just the one that we need is a lot better. Guys, you don't have to leave the food alone forever just because it was part of a food fight. Like, doesn't need to be saved for evidence. We all know what happened there. 13 unhappy dwarves now, and who can blame them? kind of injuries we got? Oh man. How many medical dwarfs do we have now? Some of them have to have gotten caught up in all that. We've got a few at least. We could use another doctor. Butcher. Butcher is a skilled bone doctor is kind of funny. Like, yeah, I guess that would make sense. What are they wanting, actually? Powder for casts. That's another thing I haven't been doing. I was setting up soap. Whoops. Make lye. How do we make that again? We need empty buckets. We need ash. Why not have iron buckets? We're already going to be making the ash from wood, so I don't want to up how much of that we're using by too much. I'm going to make it so that they stop storing wood down here, though. We'll probably end up buying more wood from people now that we're actually using it in a significant way. Why are they not storing it down here? Because they have space to store it up here, I'm guessing. Do not store tallow there. None. Oh, I'm at 2.5 hours. It is so easy to just keep playing with this game. But we've made some progress, even though I got really distracted talking. I have fun talking here. We're gonna have to do another just chatting at some point. Get it out of our system. There's always so much to talk about. They're actually eating. Good on them. Content remembering being able to rest and recuperate. So even though they get upset during the time when they're resting, they're happy in retrospect that they had the time to rest. Okay, the kid has finally calmed down. It's interesting that she ended up with more of a name. It's kind of sad now, thinking about how she had a thought earlier where she was remembering talking to her mom in a fond way. I don't know if her working is good or bad for her. She doesn't really feel anything about it, but right now she's a bit annoyed being caught in a snowstorm, so it may be making her generally more disagreeable. I think I will make it so that, at least for her last year of being a child, okay, why is it not letting me select her? It doesn't let me select any of them, actually. That's weird. Okay. It doesn't let me click over here. It just treats it like I'm clicking the scroll thing. I have not encountered that before. There we go. Just a little glitchy. Okay, so once I click this, it makes it so that I can't click over here. But Okay, this is a weird UI glitch. I have not encountered this before. So I can't scroll, but I can click. As soon as I click this, though, I can't click. So because she's down at the bottom of the list, I actually can't do anything for her. Except for make it so that no children do chores. Okay, you know, sure. That's preferable to that kid having any more tantrums. The hospital's still busy. And our medical dwarves are gonna be getting better at their jobs. I really want to see what happens with this over here. Now, where are we keeping the ash? We've got ash there. Greater than 9, let's say. Okay. That was the problem. And we do actually have somebody assigned to there, and if I'm remembering right, we made it so that they're not working other jobs. I can make it so that this is like the only thing they do, though. That will help. Yes, before I get distracted again, I need to stop. It has been fun, though. Thank you all for making it such a fun time, as usual. Love gaming with you. I hope you all have a very merry time zone and a lovely rest of your day.